there, this is Adara. Today I'm going to be doing a little tutorial on how to make tissue paper butterflies for your learning program activity. So I chose to do the tissue paper butterflies and I called them, I can't believe it's not butterflies. So I found this from the STEM learning, the STEM play Integrating Inquiry into Learning Centers by Deirdre Engelhardt and many others. I have that linked again at the bottom of this YouTube video. So for this activity, you would start out by reading to students, center them maybe on a rug, yoga mats, little wedges, bean bags, whatever you have in your library and feel comfortable with for your audience. You would read them. It was suggested by this activity book to do Eric Carle's Very Hungry Caterpillar. However, I found on Scholastic Books a few really neat books that talk about the metamorphosis of butterflies, and I think I would choose Waiting for Wings by Lois Ehlert. But again, this is all up to you and how you feel with your audience. The emphasis of this activity is to really impose that CREATE framework from the Bay Area Bay Area Discovery Museum. And so I specifically wanted to focus on the child-directed, risk-friendly, exploratory, time for imagination, and exchange of ideas elements. Unfortunately, this activity doesn't have a lot of active components. That would be something that maybe afterwards you can go outside with the kids and look for insects in nature, or maybe find butterflies if it's that season of the year, to bring in that A component, because this activity itself doesn't require a lot of movement. But for this piece, you will need tissue paper, which I have already cut out. However, if you want to leave them in the big sheets that they come in, just cut them in half. That would also help foster the ability to create differentials in size for the kids. So then they could create different shapes if they wanted circular wings, if they wanted large wings, small, but I would offer a variety of color as well to help them kind of get creative and get that juice flowing. You will also need clothespins. I keep mine in a jar. There are also things listed in the materials list that I unfortunately do not have. So this, for example, is craft wire because I did not have pipe cleaners. I also have scrap paper, which I will show at the end as kind of a means of taking this activity to another creative level. You can also use googly eyes. So I have really big ones, and if kids want to have a giant cyclops butterfly, go for it. I also have smaller ones. Again, if they want to, they can use them. I chose not to for mine, but if they want to, they can. I also have scissors here, which you can choose to have an adult supervise. If you have child-sized scissors that are not as dangerous, maybe that's okay for a 6, 7, 8-year-old. I also have a basket of ribbon that I chose to use to add a little bit of decor, but you will also need markers. And then I have 2 different kinds of glue here, but again, if you want to use hot glue, I would definitely have an adult supervise that, or maybe do it for the kids if they're around 6, 7 years old, because unfortunately we don't want little hands to get burned. I also unfortunately did not have beads, so I will be showing an example at the end that includes beads and pipe cleaners, but I did not have beads for this tutorial. So we're going to focus specifically on the tissue paper butterfly, but you can incorporate both in your activity. So I cut mine out already, and what you're going to do is you're going to fold on top, on top, on top, and on top again until you have this little fan right here on both sides. And then I have my little wire cut out, but if you have a pipe cleaner, that's probably a little better because these do get a bit sticky. So I would probably, if possible, use pipe cleaners instead of craft wire. Also, I got a little sticky right there at the end. I would also add in the little body here. I didn't get to color mine for this, but I have other examples as well. So from last night, I made this lovely little butterfly and added a little ribbon to the back. As you can see, I colored the body different on both sides. I added the little antennas on top, and this would be fun just to add a little decor. If they want to get creative, they can use different colors, different materials, add in those googly eyes like I mentioned before. You could also have them put this on top of scrap paper, and then they can create a scene in nature to really kind of help integrate that learning experience of like, where does a butterfly live? And these are things you can also discuss with them prior to making the butterflies or even during the activity itself as well. I wanted to also note this one, which can be a fun little moment as well, but I didn't have beads, so I wasn't able to make it in real time. But this would also be something that could be fun. I would say partition out the little beads into cups or containers for the kids, because you don't want that big container of beads to fall all over the floor. That is it's a cleanup situation waiting to happen. But I did make this one with students at the school that I worked at, and they absolutely loved it. I also had little magnets that you can add to the back. I would suggest gluing them, but then you can add them to the fridge, or you can kind of hang them up if you would like. Again, these are things that are told in the tutorial that the kids can either take them home or they can leave them at the library or literary institution to be hung up and shown to folks because they are so precious. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any other questions, please let me know, and enjoy making your little butterflies. And I hope you have a good day.